According to rebel commanders with the Turkmen militia there, they opened fire on the parachutes as they descended. Some of their video footage, actually you can hear the firing going on, and they're saying that both of the pilots were dead by the time that they landed, shot by the Syrian rebels. And these are rebels from the Free Syrian Army called the 10th Coastal Division. A lot of them are ethnic Turks, so these are rebels that have had a lot of backing from the West, from Turkey, and indeed, in terms of non-lethal aid, from the United Kingdom. They've just put out a video which is quite startling and is going to cause consternation in
what way?
Moscow. Well, this is a rebel who is assembling an anti-tank weapon called a TOW missile, T-O-W missile. Now, this is a missile that was manufactured in the United States of America and in all likelihood supplied by the US to Syria's rebels. It's been used very, very effectively to fight back against the Assad regime with its preponderance of tanks. This is them assembling this. Now, the reason they're assembling this is that we saw just earlier on two helicopter gunships. They were probably escorting what we're about to look at, which is another Russian helicopter. This is a rescue mission looking for those, or was a rescue mission looking for the downed pilots. And apparently, according to the rebels, they are claiming that this is them using an American weapon about to destroy a Russian helicopter. Now, the next stage of this is somewhat speculative, and we don't know why the helicopter was on the ground. Clearly no crew on board, so the assumption is that this was a helicopter that may have been engaged with ground fire, somehow crippled, ditched, its crew then rescued, and then these rebels turned up with this American-supplied weapon, which the soldier has just fired there, and in a few seconds you'll see the damage that it does. You look to the slight left of the screen, you can see a light trail, which is the rear end of the missile as it approaches this, what I think is a disabled, there it is on the left, just to the left of the helicopter. And that is an anti-tank weapon being used on the relatively soft skin of what I strongly suspect, we don't have empirical proof yet, but I think is a downed rescue helicopter sent in to try and find these pilots. So a double blow to Russian aviation, and a sign that as far as the rebels are concerned, they are literally going to take no prisoners when it comes to dealing with those elements in the air, whether they're the Assad regime or the Russian government that are bombing their military locations, but in the case of the Assad government especially, deliberately targeting huge numbers of civilians with barrel bombs.